International Affairs editor Armin George. And Armin, we had Donald Trump speaking. He spent a large portion of his address attacking the Iranian regime. What did you make of his speech? Who was this designed for? Was it for the members of the Security Council or a domestic audience?
A lot of it was still for the domestic audience when he talked about the heroes of the Korean War who'd been brought home, not exactly relevant to non-proliferation of weapons of mass destruction. He talked about the ballistic missile program of Iran as well. I'm not sure that comes under the definition of weapons of mass destruction either. And he talked also about China, alleging that China was attempting to interfere in the 2018 election. I think he meant in the upcoming election in November. Again, that was nothing to do with the non-proliferation. So clearly he was at least, well, it seemed to be that he was hoping to get picked up on US networks that would cut sound bites essentially aimed at showing US firmness on various issues, but not necessarily on the question of weapons of mass destruction.
It seemed a bit odd because on one hand he was going after Iran, but at the same time he thanked them for slowing down the offensive over in Idlib. Now I want to talk about something else. Now you had Emmanuel Macron who gave his direct remarks immediately after Donald Trump. Emmanuel Macron seemed to say, look, we agree with the US, the way the US is going about pursuing dialogue with North Korea, but we don't agree with how you're engaging with Iran.
Well, Macron was much more focused on the issue of non-proliferation because he talked about the issue of Iran's nuclear program, but also about the use of chemical weapons, and he had some concrete examples there: the chemical attack in Salisbury in the UK, of course, and the various uses of chemical weapons during the Syrian war. So he was really focused much more on the whole process, the UN underpinned process that aims to stop proliferation. And in that sense, he was also very businesslike when he talked about North Korea, mentioning again the whole process and how the current arrangement still lacks effectively some safeguards in terms of sanctions busting. To be fair, Trump also mentioned that, but Trump, of course, as always, is more about personal relationships than multilateral processes. So with Trump, it was about, obviously, how he gets on with Chairman Kim. Macron is really strictly on the policy aspect of all this.
Yeah, we did have Donald Trump who said he's gotten to know Kim Jong-un and he likes him. Armin, thank you very much for that.